if I was cool and had like video editing capabilities or a producer or something, this video would just start with me going, "What?" and then it would cut. It would cut to my like theme song or whatever, like whatever that is. So imagine that played. Think about it in your head. Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. And I just saw The Surfer. And I don't know what I watched. I honestly, not because I'm blind, but because I literally I was like, wait a minute, what? Huh? Is this just imagery? Is this Circle of Life? Is it all the same thing? What are we trying to say here? Is this like a father followed in their son's footsteps? I'm so confused. I am so confused. I don't want to spoil it, also because I don't know what I just watched. So I don't even think my spoiler version of it, if I were to break it down for you, would be worth anything. I really don't understand this film. Truly. I truly don't like this blew my mind. Is it good? I don't know. By the end of this video, I will grade this film. It will have a grade. But I don't know. I don't actually know if it's good. I like it for certain reasons, and then I don't like it for other reasons. And regardless of whether or not I understood it. So we'll talk about those. The pros and the cons, if you will. Things I would have done differently, those kind of things. Anyway, click like, subscribe. I'm blind. I talk about audio description. This is audio description. It's done by the Deluxe. It's narrated by Jedediah Barton. This was released in theaters earlier this year. May, I think. It was in theaters in May. And I'm just now getting around to it. It's a Nicolas Cage movie. It also has the late Julian McMahon, who's arguably second billing here. It's also got Finn Little, for those of you who are Yellowstone fans. He is, and as an update, as an aside, he is sticking with the franchise. They've announced that he will stay with the spinoff. So he is following Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser into their spinoff. So this takes place in Australia. And there's a whole bunch of people with Australian accents. Basically everybody except for Nicolas Cage and Finn Little. And Nicolas Cage's wife, who's on the phone, but I don't think we ever see her. Pretty certain, if I remember correctly, we never see her. So it starts off, Nicolas Cage is the surfer. That's his name. That's his like character's name. And he wants to take his kid down to the beach to surf. He's taking him out of school for the day. Mainly the surprise is that he is actually Australian. You just wouldn't know it from his accent. He grew up in Australia, but then his dad died and his mom moved them to California. So, but he actually grew up in Australia. So he doesn't have an Australian accent because he moved when he was a kid. And I think he would have some kind of an accent though. Maybe a little bit, but no, it just sounds like Nicolas Cage. So, they go down to this beach where a whole bunch of locals are like, no, you can't surf here. Locals only. I can't do an Australian accent, but that's basically this one guy just shouts it at him. And he's just pretty obstinate. He's like, dude, I just want to surf with my kid. He doesn't really do a good enough job of pointing out that he will be a local and then he's buying a house or anything like that. And there's kind of a reason for that, but it doesn't make any sense until you get sort of to the end of the movie and then you realize like what everything was. It's almost like a Truman Show type thing. Everyone was in on it. So I honestly don't even know where to go with this movie. They can't swim on the beach. He takes the kid I don't know how the kid gets home because he keeps coming back to the beach. He takes the kid home and then comes back I don't know. I can't remember. But he spends basically the rest of the movie at this beach trying to get down there. And then every time he tries to get down there, it gets worse for him. They steal his board. They beat him up. Later on, his car first dies, and then he has to get a jump, and this car gets stolen. And then people just start not recognizing him, and they start insinuating that he was this homeless guy that he saw earlier, that we saw him talk to, like as two completely different people back when he still had some sanity left in him. There's this weird like homeless guy that's like lurking around, and he borrowed these binoculars. You find out like the cops are in on this. Everybody, it's Julian McMahon has this little gang. They're called like the something boys. I can't remember. And I don't know, he just won't let it go. And things just get progressively worse until by the end of the movie, I guess, get better, but then they also get worse. I don't know. I don't want to ruin the ending of the movie for you, so I can't really explain it. But it's very cyclical. I've already spoiled like a couple things, but then again, I'm not even fully sure I understand what the fuck is going on in this movie, so I don't know that it's entirely possible for someone to not understand a movie and then also spoil a movie they don't understand. So, okay, things that I liked. Nicolas Cage. This is one of those good Nicolas Cage movies, not one of those shitty ones. And since he's talking about like trying to wrap up his career, I'm very protective of the roles that he's taking now. So every time he takes something like Gunslingers, I'm like, no, get the fuck away from that movie. He doesn't need to waste any of his time in these shitty other movies. He's sort of in a little bit of a renaissance himself where people are giving him interesting roles. This is worth his time. This role is a good role for him. It uses Cage well. Something like Gunslingers does not. That's another film that came out and sort of went straight to video on demand this year. Does not use him well. Not a good utilization of Nicolas Cage. This film is very Nicolas Cagey because he's growing paranoia and losing his mind. He has to do a lot of weird shit, and he has those crazy looks on his face and all different sorts of things that he does really well. So that's the good thing. Julian McMahon. I love the fact that Julian McMahon got to have like an actual final performance, and like his last thing wasn't like the FBI franchise. So he actually has a substantial performance to go out on. Since again, he's no longer with us. He passed away earlier this year. And actually, he passed after the release of this movie, but before he could do any sort of like that reflective press on the Fantastic Four movie. So, having been in the first one. So he's good in it. Finn Little is not in the movie enough to make any sort of commentary on that. He's just in the beginning of the movie and the end of the movie, and he's gone for the whole middle section of the movie. So, and then everybody else I didn't really care. Everybody else just sort of like, they pop in and out. Everybody's just sort of like a local Australian. Another film that I would compare this to is Breakdown, because it feels like that, it felt like Breakdown to me, because it feels like he's being gaslit the whole time by like everyone. Like everyone is in on it. Like everyone is gaslighting him, and they're trying to like gaslight him in a certain direction. So it felt like that, where people were trying to tell Kurt Russell, you didn't even have a wife. What are you talking about? Try to tell me you had a wife. You know, he's like, no, I had a wife. And so you watch Nicolas Cage go through this, where he starts sort of like questioning his existence but he just holds to it, and he just keeps saying, he's like, no, I know, but they keep taking his things from him. So he's losing more and more of his identity. Some of it is self-inflicted, and this is where like the movie lost points for me. There's a scene where he goes into the bathroom, and it's like a gross bathroom. It's a bathroom that doesn't even have clear water, and it has a thing above it that says don't drink, and it's a beach bathroom, so it's like covered in sand, and you know these guys don't keep a clean bathroom. This like gang that hangs down by the beach. No way. So even though I didn't get like tons of great description on the bathroom, I'm positive this bathroom is not clean. So what does he do? He takes off his whole fucking clothes, like not totally nude, but he takes off like he has like a suit jacket on. I don't know why. He has a suit jacket on. He takes that off. He takes off his shoes and he's barefoot in a fucking public bathroom. And I couldn't. At that point, I was like, nope. This movie just lost like 20 points. Just like 20 points. Because I'm supposed to believe this man is smart enough to be able to spend what he's spending on this house. And he's got this businessman suit on and everything, but he's going barefoot in a public bathroom? I'm sorry. Like, unnecessarily, too. It's not like he just happens to step out. It's not like he's not wearing socks and he just, like, dumps the sand out of his shoes. No, he's full fucking barefoot and he goes into a stall to, like, use the bathroom. And then somebody comes in and steals his shoes, so he's barefoot for the rest of the movie. I was like, that is the dumbest way to get into barefoot ever. Like, who on earth related with this guy who was like, oh yeah, I do that all the time. I frequently go into public bathrooms and I take my shoes off and I leave them outside the stall. I have this problem all the time because they're always getting stolen. It's like, no, that's disgusting. That is so gross. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, I didn't like that. And I don't know what else about the movie. The rest of it is just like, there's some stuff that happens with a rat that I was like, I don't know, man. It does get weird. It's a very weird movie. Horror? I don't think so. Dark psychological thriller? Sure. That's where this is. I'm very interested in the director. I love the score. The score for this movie is trippy. It's a very weird score. Love the score. The direction could be better if I understood it. Like, I think the direction might be good, but I'm also not really sure what just happened. So I can't fully give points for the director because I'm like, wait a minute, did history repeat itself or did this all just never happen? I don't understand. I'm very confused. So I'm still very confused by this movie. So The Surfer. There's something about an artistic value to a movie, and being able to sit down and watch a movie that's actually using sort of that cinematic value is actually interesting to watch, because we have so much crap nowadays that feels like we're not putting the time into it. There are these films that people are making where it's like, we talk about art for art's sake and that film is an art form. And I watch some of these films and I'm like, this is not art. You're not making art. You're just working. This is like trying to tell me that Starbucks is an art form, and like the coffee that you make is, and it's like, no, there's like 1,000 Starbucks out there, you're making Starbucks coffee under the Starbucks. It's not artistry. You're doing it for, to churn out coffee from a major brand. No, the guy that opened up his own individual shop and is coming up with his own brews and weird flavors and shit, that guy's doing coffee artistry, not fucking Starbucks. Yeah, it's highbrow, but it's still mass consumption. So this feels like somebody didn't give a shit and just made a movie, which I like. I like when people do that. I like when people are ready to throw some conventions out the window to make something that's interesting. And I also like when they take Nicolas Cage and they make something that's weird and challenging and let him be weird and challenging. So there are things that I like about this movie, even though I'm not really sure what the ending means to this film. It can mean many different things. And maybe that's the point. Maybe it's supposed to mean different things to you. Maybe people can get different things out of the ending. Maybe one person walks away saying, well, that's how it ended. And the other person walks away saying, well, no, it ended like this. And neither of them are wrong. Because it could be that movie too. So I liked The Surfer enough. I was engaged. But man, I can't get past the shoes. I mean, we're talking like that blew me away. I was thinking the whole movie. I was like, I can't wait to talk about the shoes in a review. It's like, who takes off their shoes? Who goes barefoot in a public bathroom? And it is mentioned that he's barefoot later on, by the way, because like almost immediately after he cuts his feet on glass. I'm like, of course he does. But it's like the writer could not figure out how to get him barefoot any other way. And I'm like, keep trying. Ask AI. That's what AI is for. It's not there to write the script for you. It's there for you to say, hey, ChatGPT, I have a character in a film, and I need him to be barefoot, but I can't think of a good reason why. And here are the parameters. What do you suggest? My writer's block is keeping me from being able to get this dude's shoes off in a fashion that makes sense. No, I liked Barton's narration in this. The audio description is great. Deluxe does a really nice job with this. There's, like I said, there's a lot of weird shit that's going on here. So I like this. I like this. I don't know that I love it, but I like it. I'm gonna go fresh, 6.9 out of 10. There you go. That's The Surfer. Check it out if you want. It's weird. I don't love it. I don't know that I'd want to see it again. Maybe. I'm not like against it. I'm not like rushing to see it again. But I definitely, for like a one-time watch, yeah, it's trippy, it's weird, and films should be more like this sometimes, where they feel like they're trying to engage in a medium and tell some different story, some twist on something that we've seen before, do something a little bit different. So that's The Surfer. Anyway, check it out if you want. If not, that's fine. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys on the other side.